Our next speaker is going to be businessman Herman Cain. Please give a warm welcome to Herman Cain.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I know this guy. They let him out? He's got to be back soon. I didn't say that. He said that. Well, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. I'm delighted to be here. And I hope to relieve you of a couple of those lobsters when we head back to the bus. David said you all were having a lobster bake. And I wanted to make sure that I was here, but most importantly, an opportunity to be here. Like, who's talking? I got the floor right now, y'all. Okay? All right. It's my turn. I demand attention. Right, Mr. Chairman? I'm thrilled to be here. There are a lot of things there are a lot of things that I could talk about today, but you don't have time for me to talk about all of the crises that we face in this country. We have become a nation of crises. Y'all can applaud. Maybe you know what they are already, and so you weren't excited about that. We got an economic crisis. We got an entitlement spending crisis. We got an immigration crisis. We got an energy crisis. We've got a foggy foreign policy crisis. And we've got a deficiency of leadership crisis, which is our biggest crisis in Washington, D.C. right now. Deficiency of leadership. And that's one of the reasons I'm running for president of the United States. To give the voters another option. I know we have 10 good candidates running for the nomination. I often get asked, well, what do you think about Rick Perry getting in? Come on down. Join the fun. What I have learned about the American voters in the last 12 months is that they are not going to let the mainstream media pick the nominee. You are going to pick the nominee for the Republican Party, not the media. And that's why I have a chance. That's why in the national polls, even though you don't hear them talking about me, every newscast, trying to project what's happening with my campaign, is because in the national polls, I keep showing up third or fourth with only a 46% name ID. That's what scares them. 46% name ID, and I continue to show up in the middle of the pack. And that's right where we want to be. Last week at the Iowa straw poll, the mainstream media's spin on this was this is now a three-person race. And you know the three people that they talk about all the time. That's what they want most people to believe. Let me tell you how we interpret the results from the straw poll. I came in 5th. Now, the person that came in 3rd spent over $1 million just on TV and radio. The person that came in 2nd, I don't know how much they spent, but the person that came in 1st spent over $2 million on TV and radio and chartered 40 buses that bring people in to vote. We finished 5th. You know how many buses we chartered? 4. 4 versus 40. You know how much money we spent on TV and radio? 0. Do you know how much debt we had when we woke up Sunday morning? 0. The people are the ones voting for Herman Cain. Not the media and not the money. That's the difference. One other thing, and then I want to get into my growth plan, because that's the main thing that I want to share with you today. Because Herman Cain keeps coming in the middle of the pack, the liberals have already started to take their knives out to try and get people to believe that I'm not in this race for the reasons that I state. How long do I have, David? Okay. What time does it get dark? He said I have all the time I want. I just want to know when it's sundown, Mr. Chairman, you know. So they are already coming after me. Not publicly. They're already coming after me. Many of you who have been involved with the Tea Party citizens movement, you will recognize the name Janine Garofalo. Janine Garofalo, when the Tea Party citizens movement started, she called the Tea Party people, including me and any other black person that showed up at a Tea Party, teabagging racist. That's what she called us. And the Tea Party just kept on growing. The citizens movement just kept on growing. Now that Herman Cain's candidacy is starting to gain momentum, Janine Garofalo strikes again. Now, you all probably have been too busy working and taking care of your family that maybe you didn't hear her latest rant on a show that you don't watch called The Keith Olbermann Show. Right? So you all don't watch that show. So you missed her latest comment. So I thought I would share it with you. And it was specifically about Herman Cain. Here's what she said. Now, the only reason I know, I don't watch Keith Olbermann either. But as soon as she said it, it was all over the internet. Certain TV programs talked about it. They talked about it on Fox, brought up the whole issue. She said that Herman Cain must be getting paid to run for president as a Republican. Because why would a black man run as a Republican? Either he's getting paid or he's suffering from Stockholm syndrome. So he said, well, which one is it? Allow me to address the first one first. If I am getting paid to run for president, I want the phone number of who's paying me, because they're behind in their payments. Getting paid to run for president. Maybe she doesn't understand the concept of an American black conservative who happens to be a patriot, who cares more about this country and the future of this country. How about that's why I'm running for president? I don't think she understands that concept. Now, when she said that the other option might be Stockholm syndrome, I had to go look it up, Mr. Chairman. I mean, I've been called a lot of names, y'all, which I don't need to repeat. Some of them I can't repeat in public because I happen to be an American black conservative. I've been called a lot of names, but to say that I must be suffering from Stockholm syndrome, I had to go look it up. Here's what it means, paraphrased. It means that when someone has been held captive by their oppressor so long that they start to like their oppressor. She was talking about the Republican Party being the oppressor of black people. So how could Herman Cain possibly run as a Republican? The answer is real simple. I love running as a conservative Republican because that's the only way we're going to save this nation from the liberals. You see, I don't worry about the Janine Garofalos of America because they really are a very small percentage of the people that are going to go and vote. My concern is to make sure that you get out and vote and that you influence as many people as you can to get out and vote for people that share the values that you share, and vote for people that actually have plans to fix stuff, not just rhetoric that sounds good, but have actual plans to get this nation back on track. Last week, President Obama went on a bus tour looking for an economic growth and jobs plan.
September! Coming in September!
On his Canadian buses. He got back to Washington after this 3-day tour, and the only thing that the administration had to say about the results of the tour is that the president is going to give a major jobs speech in September. My first thought was, I don't think the 15 million people who are unemployed want to hear another speech a month from now. They are hurting right now. They need a plan right now. America can't keep waiting. You'll probably come out one day in September and say, take 2 aspirin and I'll give you another speech in the morning. I know I'm not the only one to see this. He's been talking about an economic growth plan for 2.5 years. Don't you think that's enough time to have a good one if you have one? This is what the American people are frustrated about. Now, I'm not mad at y'all. It's just that I can't talk about this stuff without getting passionate because I care too much about this country. So here's what I'm going to share with you for 5 more minutes. Last Thursday, I released Cain's Vision for Economic Growth, Part 1. Since the president hadn't developed a plan, I decided to share mine with the American people and offer it to the president, offer it to the members of Congress, and offer it to the super committee. If they were to take this plan and pass it, it would stimulate, boost, and supercharge this economy right away because the American people can't keep waiting. The people that are unemployed can't keep waiting. If they were to take this plan and implement it, I would say hallelujah, because it would be good for America, it would be good for the people of this country, and it would be good for those people that are unemployed. Because I don't have pride of authorship. I have pride in success for this country. This nation has been in a stalled economy long enough. Let me tell you one of the centerpieces of this plan that you can find at hermancain.com. It's called my 999 plan. 999. Basically what it does is it takes the current tax code. Now let me say this first for the fair tax people in the audience. Phase 2 of my economic growth plan is to totally replace the current code with the fair tax. That's phase 2. But we can't do that right now because we've got to get more people informed about how it works, and informed about what it isn't, because the liberals are already trying to demagogue the fair tax. That's phase 2. Phase 1 is my 999 plan. It replaces the current code with 3 taxes. 9% tax on corporate income. Income is defined as income, gross revenue minus cost of goods and dividends. So you don't make people pay taxes twice. 9% on corporate income. 9% on individual income. 9% national sales tax. It expands the base, eliminates all loopholes, eliminates the payroll tax, and eliminates the capital gains tax. 999 plan. So we can get this nation moving economically. It's revenue neutral. It's going to raise the same amount of money initially that we already raised from all of those various sources. It's simple, and it makes it fair for everybody, every bit of business. And so you don't have to listen to the class warfare rhetoric. I don't have one for everybody, folks. It's just that hot off the press. So I don't have one for everybody. I have one for the chairman. Since he is the chairman, he gets my last copy. There you go, Chief. He gets my last copy. But it is fair to everybody. Do I think that they're going to take this plan and do something with it? No. But what it tells the American people is that there is a plan out there. There is a plan out there. This isn't the first plan out there, but this is the one that I have developed with some of the best economic and business minds on the planet. So I didn't come up with this in a vacuum. So before this guy to my left starts hitting me in the back of the head, may I say some concluding remarks? We are at a crossroads, folks. We can't stay home. As Emerald Lagasse says, we've all got to kick it up a notch. I'm kicking it up a notch by running for president. You can kick it up a notch however you can kick it up a notch. Because we all have some skills, some talents and abilities that we are supposed to use to make things better while we are here. That's why God put us here. To use your talent, skills, and abilities to make things better. That's why we are here. My dad was a barber, a janitor, and a chauffeur. He made things better for the world by helping my brother and I to turn out okay. We didn't grow up with a lot of money. We were poor and didn't know it. For some people who don't know what poor is, start at poor and go down one level. But we didn't know we were poor because we didn't have the mainstream media telling us every day how poor we were or how much of a victim we were. My parents didn't have a victim mindset. They simply taught us to believe in God, to believe in yourself, and believe in the greatest country in the world. Last 2 sentences. I'll make a commitment to you, 2 commitments as president. I will be a president of the people, by the people, and for the people, not for the politicians, not for the status quo. That is my commitment to you, number 1. Number 2, America is looking for results, not excuses. A uniter, not a divider. So one of the things that I will commit myself to as your president is that I, Herman Cain, as president of the United States of America, will put united back into United States of America.